The one thing Ukraine has consistently needed more of, yet struggled to secure, is air defense systems. As Russia ramps up its aerial campaign, robust air defenses could be the decisive factor that keeps Ukraine holding the line long enough for its own long-range strikes to bite, and the United Kingdom has just offered a major lifeline by delivering Marklet missiles months ahead of schedule. This move flips the war's dynamics in Ukraine's favor, giving Kyiv a timely toolset to meet what is likely to be a renewed Russian air onslaught as the conflict heads into its fourth winter. On October 11th, Interesting Engineering reported that the UK had shipped hundreds of its lightweight multi-role missiles, commonly called the Marklet, to Ukraine under a $2.15 billion package aimed at co-developing weapons tailored to counter Vladimir Putin's aggression. The UK Ministry of Defence issued a statement that included a message from Minister for Defence Readiness Luke Pollard, underscoring an ironclad commitment to help Ukraine defend itself. He highlighted that in the current year alone, the UK is spending £4.5 billion, approximately $6 billion, on military support for Ukraine, more than ever before, with a clear signal to Putin that Britain is throwing its full weight behind Ukraine. In an October 19th analysis video on the package, O'Donnell cited that Ukraine is slated to receive 5,000 Marklet missiles along with a range of rapid Ranger launchers needed to employ them. The initial batch appears to be fewer than the full 5,000 for a good reason. The shipment that just arrived had originally been slated for delivery 5 months later, but London accelerated the timetable so Ukraine could field critical defenses against Russia's winter air campaign in 2025. As O'Donnell put it, the United Kingdom is giving Ukraine a substantial boost in short-range air defense capacity, precisely as Russia gears up for its annual winter missile binge. The announcement landed just days before the Royal Navy confirmed the Marklet had completed a final series of day and night trials, proving combat readiness by knocking drones out of the sky, first off the coast of Wales and then during a test in the French Mediterranean. According to the Royal Navy, the missile left only debris behind. The UK is also building its own stockpile and selling the system to India in a deal worth nearly $470 million. This is not an old missile pulled from aging inventories for Ukraine. The Marklet is a current, fully operational weapon first fielded in 2021 with full operating capability declared in October 2025. With Ukrainian input, the UK has produced a drone-killing missile seemingly purpose-built to blunt Russia's constant long-range strikes. Beyond strengthening Ukraine, the Marklet signals to Putin that London understands the playbook Russia would use in a potential future war with NATO and is already building counters. For now, Ukraine will welcome the first several hundred missiles of a bumper shipment. The UK transferred the Marklets under its official gifting program alongside a separate export finance framework for future rounds. This is more than simple aid. It is a growing partnership, a multi-billion-dollar arrangement that benefits the UK as much as Ukraine. Interesting Engineering notes the joint framework has already created 200 jobs in Northern Ireland and supports another 700 across the Marklet supply chain. Ukraine's largest drone maker, UKR-SPEC Systems, has also committed nearly $270 million to UK-based production facilities expected to add 500 jobs. It is a full quid pro quo that should rattle the Kremlin. On performance, Navy Lookout reports each Marklet can reach speeds of Mach 1.5 and uses operator-controlled laser guidance to ensure direct hits. That speed matters. Although many Russian missiles are supersonic, Russia's Shahed-type drones are not, and even the jet-powered Gerin 3, highlighted by the Center for Strategic and International Studies in May, reportedly tops out around 372.8 miles per hour. The Marklet can overtake that, meaning even Russia's most advanced long-range drones cannot simply outrun it. Interesting Engineering adds that the missile was designed from the ground up to defeat slower targets such as drones, but it can also engage low-flying aircraft and helicopters. That division of labor is ideal for Ukraine's layered air defenses. Patriot batteries and similar high-end systems can focus on missiles and fighter jets, while Marklets thin out the cheaper, more numerous threats. Each Marklet weighs about 29 pounds, a low mass that is crucial for portability and for the launcher concept that accompanies it. Its range extends to about 5 miles, making it a short-range option that neatly fills the gap between shoulder-fired manpads and medium-range systems like NASAMS or IRIST. With laser beam riding guidance, it offers precise control and strong resistance to jamming. Cost is another advantage. O'Donnell points out Ukraine can fire several Marklets for the price of a single Patriot interceptor. With Patriot missiles around $4 million each, open-source estimates putting Marklets in the tens of thousands per round make them a far more economical way to swat incoming drones and missiles, enabling Ukraine to deploy more shots where it counts. Perhaps the bigger headline is the launcher. The Marklet can be fired from vehicles, boats, or even shoulder mounts, which brings us to the Rapid Ranger, the essential part of the UK-Ukraine deal. Without a mobile launcher fleet, 5,000 missiles would be hard to leverage. Thales, the Belfast-based manufacturer behind both Marklet and Rapid Ranger, says the launcher weighs under 1,100 pounds, so Ukraine can mount it on a wide variety of trucks. The system detects targets at a little over 9 miles and can destroy them with Marklets once they close to around 4.3 miles. Thales also describes the Rapid Ranger as highly automated, capable of tracking and launching with minimal human input, and designed to integrate with Ukraine's broader air defense network. It can be plugged into network-enabled command and control and can fire multiple missile types, including Thales Starstreak and LMM, the latter being the Marklet itself. Ukraine has stocked Starstreak since 2024 and has trained operators since 2022, so Rapid Ranger also multiplies the effectiveness of existing inventories. Defense Express adds that Rapid Ranger offers electro-optical sighting with an option to integrate additional radar to extend detection range, allowing operators to spot a drone far out, then drive the launcher into an optimal position. Mobility is the linchpin. Static air defense sites can be targeted with follow-on artillery or drones once they reveal themselves. A Rapid Ranger can quickly salvo its Marklets and relocate before Russia can retaliate, turning counter-battery fire into a game of chance. O'Donnell emphasizes that it is fast, networked, and highly mobile, a pop-up defense that can shoot and move before Russians realize what hit them. Networking multiple launchers creates overlapping protection zones. The Rapid Ranger that detects a target does not need to be the one that fires. It can pass targeting data to a closer launcher that executes the engagement. In short, the UK has delivered big. With hundreds of Marklets and several Rapid Rangers already in Ukrainian hands and more due by early 2026, Ukraine gains a crucial defensive tool that blunts Russia's air raids. The Smartlet, as referenced in the discussion, matters more than many might realize. The broader UK-Ukraine partnership that enabled this delivery may be even more consequential. Interesting Engineering frames the shipment as another product of the two countries' so-called 100-year partnership, announced in January when Prime Minister Keir Starmer traveled to Ukraine to formalize it. Although the name is rhetorical, the intent is clear: a future in which Ukraine exists and thrives. Under the partnership, the UK and Ukraine will collaborate on scientific and technological advances, including the Smartlet family, while boosting maritime security in the Black, Baltic, and Azov seas to counter Russian aggression. The UK has also pledged a grain verification system to block stolen Ukrainian grain from entering British markets. Starmer described the accord as an investment for the next century, aligning technology development, scientific progress, cultural exchange, and the remarkable Ukrainian innovation seen in recent years. Since then, the UK has taken additional steps to lead European support. It spearheaded the Coalition of the Willing, a group of European partners that, beyond wartime support, aspires to provide security guarantees to Ukraine once a viable peace is reached. In March, Starmer stated Europe must do the heavy lifting, and that Britain is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air alongside others, a stance that some read as accommodating then US President Trump's skepticism, but which also signaled Europe's readiness to shoulder more responsibility. The Atlantic Council later observed that the UK has led efforts to bolster support for Ukraine throughout the year, including behind-the-scenes work helping President Volodymyr Zelensky repair the fallout from a turbulent February meeting with Trump and US Vice President J.D. Vance. The UK remains among the largest individual backers of Ukraine, contributing not only direct military aid but also intelligence, cybersecurity, and countermeasures to hybrid threats. The early arrival of Martlets, as referenced by O'Donnell, is industrial diplomacy at its finest, strengthening the UK's defense base, getting interceptors to Ukraine early, and delivering explosions where Russia least wants them. Coupled with earlier British deliveries such as Storm Shadow cruise missiles and Challenger 2 tanks, the Marklet shipment cements the UK as Ukraine's most proactive ally, potentially prompting others to follow. The immediate effect is to address Ukraine's long-standing plea for more air defenses. Back on November 24, 2024, Zelensky stressed that protecting the skies was essential to winning. At that time, Russia had spent the previous week launching 800 guided aerial bombs, 460 long-range drones, and 20 missiles at Ukraine. The tempo has only intensified. On October 17th, The Guardian reported that Russia launched 1,400 glide bombs, 92 missiles, and 3,000 drones between October 5th and October 12th alone, a stark escalation that underscores Putin's preferred tactic as winter approaches and ground operations slow. Against this backdrop, the early arrival of the UK's Martinuk systems could not be better timed. Ukraine must be ready, which is why it has spent so long pleading for air defenses. Thanks to London, Ukraine is better prepared for the winter blitz, and more defenses may be coming. On October 20th, Politico reported that the United States and Ukraine are preparing a contract for 25 Patriot systems. Zelensky cautioned that deliveries will be staggered due to production queues, though the White House can reorder the queue if political will exists. If some countries allow Ukraine to jump the line, air defenses could move from strengthened to formidable. More Patriots plus thousands of Marklets could help Ukraine endure a tough winter. The longer Ukraine endures, the greater the chance of Russia's internal collapse, a trend already hinted at by prominent propagandists conceding that Russia underestimated Ukraine. For more coverage of the UK-Ukraine partnership's impact, viewers are invited to subscribe to the Military Show.